Hello and welcome to Opposites React. I'm Ashley.
I'm Whitney.
And today we are going to watch Damocles by Sleep Token. How apropos. I'm not sure what the song is about, but based on Caramel.
Well, based on Caramel.
To write a song named Damocles.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, okay, I'm thinking that he's calling himself.
Yeah,
Damocles.
like he's Damocles sitting with this
underneath the sword, and that he's had this enviable life where that seems like, okay, he's this musician and gets to party or do whatever.
Woo-hoo, I have this life that everybody wants, but this sword's hanging by a thread, just ready to drop.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see what it's all about. But yes, very, very cerebral vessel to name a song Damocles.
Yeah.
We'll see what it's all about. We have the lyrics pulled up, but very interested to see.
Well, I've been waking up under blades, blue blossom days. If only Damocles would hit me back. No alabaster carvings or faces on a farthing would prevent my head from fading to black. And it feels like falling into the sea from outer space in seconds to me. And I play discordant days on repeat until they look like harmony.
Ooh.
When the river runs dry and the kettle is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten.
Okay, before the second verse gets going, let's talk about
This first one.
Okay, so basically he's comparing himself to Damocles, waking up under blades. If only Damocles would hit me back. Like
That I was confused a little bit by.
basically he's saying like, well, I've been waking up under blades. Maybe Damocles could hit me back and let me know how it worked out for him.
Oh, I guess so with the tone in which you say it, it's like I understand. Like, oh yeah, could you
hit me back on the cell, Damocles. How'd everything work out for you? Because things are looking a little pointy from where I be sitting.
I'm a little nervous here.
Yikes.
But in the tone he's singing it, it's like I was like, okay, does he want him to hit him?
All right.
That took me a second. Like, okay.
And he's basically saying, like, I'm not sitting in a fancy banquet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And no amount of fancy banquets or faces on a farthing, meaning no amount of fancy banquets or money would prevent me from just kind of fading into the background.
Yeah, just fading away and going away.
Yeah, I'm totally happy to just disappear.
Yes.
And it feels like that's a really, really good analogy. Falling into the sea from outer space in seconds. Like
just almost
the feeling of dropping so far, so fast. Mm-hmm. And I play discordant days on repeat until they look like harmony. Discord. Basically things that are smashing into each other, dissonant discord until it looks like harmony. Like everything is
just constant against each other, just constant angst and constant contention. And
I'm living in constant contention, and
that is just
it's so much that it looks like harmony at this point.
It just looks like it's working.
This seems like it's working at this point. Oh my gosh, he's such a poet.
Oh, I liked that. That he's basically drowning, and how will I know? And then when you come up for air, and you're just choking on it. When you just try and avoid it, but then you come up and to check it out, and it's like, nope, never mind.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is like how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Like and everybody talks about like hitting the bottom, hitting rock bottom. Like I can't even, like, how will I know if I can't even see it? You know, like nobody else knows that I've got a problem.
Yeah.
Like, and what if I can't get up and stand tall? What if I can't pull myself up by my bootstraps? Like, what if I can't, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And what if the diamond days, like, what if
it was all good?
I had my glory days when I was able to be anonymous. Those are my diamond days, and I guess they're all gone.
What if I can't find joy in this anymore?
And who will I be? Who will I be when it's all done? And I'll just be alone and forgotten because I'm just not. I'm gonna fade to black, and I'm not gonna do this anymore. So I'm gonna be alone and forgotten. What's this gonna be?
Yeah.
Like, who am I?
Ooh.
This is like this. Oh, it's so sad. It's like I thought he had me feel. I'm like, yeah, I thought he had me feeling things with the last one, honestly. And now it's like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
We got into this, and somebody was like, "You need to go back and listen to the old stuff so that you can really know." And I'm like, we do, and I'm gonna be interested because we are gonna go back because I do like this band. Do you like this band?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are gonna go back and listen from the beginning so that we can know the lore. But I'm actually really enjoying speculating.
That's my favorite part.
Listen, everybody loves to speculate and in wild ignorance.
Actually, you know
that's
what?
the favorite pastime of humanity: wild, ignorant speculation.
And you know what? Actually, is there's not that much speculation and.
Because this is fairly straightforward.
Well,
but there is
like,
lore that we're missing.
I'm talking about like in the world.
No.
Because now, all right, you watch a TV show and you're like, well, I want to know. And so you just Google it. You spoil stuff yourself all the time.
But we're not spoiling because we're specifically hunkering in.
Yes. And I love that.
And it's fun for us because we don't get to,
I enjoy the thing about, because also, yes, he's writing this about himself, like himself and his experience or whatever. But music is supposed to impact you. Music is supposed to be able to
the art is supposed to translate
into what it means for you. And I think that's what I enjoy, where it's like you don't necessarily need to know a whole catalog for one song in the middle of a catalog or at the end of a catalog to impact you.
Right. You know, like this song could totally affect someone in your position as a mother whose kids are growing up and you're in a transition part of life, you know, where it's like, what am I going to be where this part of my life?
Oh my gosh, can we not go there right now? I could just die.
You know, like that's the thing is it's like this song doesn't have to mean exactly what he's saying, but you've got your own sort of Damocles, you know?
Because it's so poetic that's what I think I love about music and experiencing all these different songs is that you can interpret them through your own lens. And you're exactly right. There's not a lot of mystery left in the world because we have instant access to any information that we want. So it is kind of fun to create our own bubble and our own mystery and get to do some wild, ignorant speculation that you don't really get to do elsewhere. At all.
This is fun.
I'm enjoying it very much.
Sadly, it's sad that we get to have fun at poor Vessel's expense.
Well, but
like,
but do you think that is part of the purpose of him writing like Caramel and then this where it's no? I want you guys to listen to the song. I want you to think about. I mean, now yes, you have the lore of his whole catalog. But
I mean, this is for people who know.
But
I mean, we're getting wild speculation and having fun.
I guess we're having
the
fun.
Poor man is being tortured.
I guess the way you said it, where it was like at his expense, like we're not mocking him.
But I'm saying we're enjoying,
we're appreciating his art and enjoying what he's.
But when I'm
out there for us to consume,
when I'm saying, oh, we get to have fun and enjoy the mystery and the wild speculation. Sadly, it's coming at his. Meanwhile, he is suffering.
Yes. Well, and it like okay at the beginning when we were talking when we started with Ren, and we said the best art comes out of
it comes at a price.
At a price of trauma or just
great
anguish.
Suffering.
Yeah, great suffering, and that suffering could come in a myriad of ways, and that's where it is. It's it is kind of like, ooh, I love this, but
listen, as a consumer or a fan of any band, there is a sense of voyeurism that happens.
yeah.
You know, because you essentially are voyeuristically consuming someone else's pain. Mm-hmm. You're consuming their pleasure or their pain.
Yeah, you're consuming their emotions.
Exactly. You are essentially feasting on their energy. And that's what I talked about when I said in the caramel, whatever video about how, you know, a lot of performers do it for the energy exchange, right? They are giving you a piece of themselves and you are giving them a little piece of yourself when you're giving them the energy of your
enthusiasm,
appreciation and enthusiasm for their art. And so it's interesting because I remember when I was, you know, first like in late high school, early college, when I was first trying to write music and I hadn't done really any suffering. You know what I mean? My life, I had a really, you know, easy childhood. I think the hardest thing that I went through is that my parents didn't understand that I had feelings. And I was really not allowed to express any feelings as a child. That was the worst thing. Boo freaking who. You know what I mean? And so when I would try and write songs, they sucked.
Yeah.
It was absolute trash. You want to know why? Because there was no suffering.
Yeah.
There was no pain. There was no suffering. There was nothing to make it art.
Well, and at that point,
art
you
with
hadn't encountered anybody else who had really experienced true suffering to then draw on their experience or that where they allowed you to.
And the thing is that's why to a lot of songs from younger songwriters are not quite as compelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time a younger songwriter is pulling from just traditional stories.
Their experience, yeah.
Either their experience or lack thereof, or just pulling from other stories and turning it into a song. You know what I mean? I feel like the really, really compelling songs comes from personal suffering or the ability to empathize with the suffering of a friend or family member. And so anyway, that's a long aside and diatribe, but at the same time, it's like, yes, this is art that you can connect with because there is a level of suffering that is being shared.
Yes, he's clearly suffering,
selflessly sharing his suffering. And it's almost a cannibalistic relationship when you think about it, because the fans are cannibalizing the artist. It's the giving tree.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it is the giving tree.
It's the giving tree. He is giving. He keeps chopping off, you know.
He's giving his apples, his leaves, his branches, and now at the end of this,
turning to a stump.
He's going to be a stump.
It's the ants, the trees, you know what I mean? Is he the trees instead of the night? The fans are the knights and he's the tree? Ooh, maybe. That could be that's just wildly speculative of...
If you don't know the book, The Giving Tree, just go read it.
It's the saddest book.
It's a children's book.
Shel Silverstein, is that him?
Yes, it's by Shel Silverstein.
It's the saddest, most awful children's book. Ugh. And you will cry, especially as a mother, because we are the stumps. You know what I mean? But... And and it's like the child in the book unknowingly. Yeah. It's not like they mean to be a selfish.
No, well, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
the fans, I don't think
the ones who put their birth certificates online. Ugh. You know what I mean? Are not cool.
Jerks.
But it's very giving tree. It's very Vessel is like, okay, well, here you go. You can have my trunk. You know what I mean? He's about to dig up the roots and turn himself into mulch. You know what I mean? Like, it's this very crazy relationship where the fans are cannibalizing him. And he's like, okay, what else do you want? I'm going to give, you are causing me to suffer. And I'm going to give you art of the suffering that you are causing.
Yeah. Which I kind of also love.
It's
you've caused me so much suffering,
beautiful
and that will feed my art.
And now after this, I am going to give you the stump of myself and disappear
and fade to
That's
black.
what he is saying.
All right.
Oh my gosh. That was a very long interlude, and we're only 1 minute and 22 seconds into the song, but
All right. Next.
what?
verse.
You make us feel too much.
Well, I know I should be touring. I know these chords are boring, but I can't always be killing the game.
I'm sorry, I have to stop it right there. But we talked about this in the last video where it was like, okay, fine. When he was like, oh, did I give you what you wanted?
Yeah,
like,
the easy to consume.
like, oh, here we go. Like, and it's like, that kind of almost F you, because like I got famous on this very difficult, very incredible musician's music, and now you're gonna dox me and you're gonna take away my anonymity. Fine, I'll give you boring chords. I'm gonna give you easy to swallow poppy pop music and just make it for the masses, because I might as well. On my way out before I fade to black,
Cash in.
give me the money. I'm gonna get the bag. I'm gonna just get a whole bag of money on my way out and live.
But he's not even saying, like...
To me, it's an undertone.
Yeah,
like,
I
shouldn't be touring. These chords are boring. You know what I mean? Like,
I totally understand.
Yeah.
Like, getting that vibe from that. But it's like...
I can't. Sorry, I had to acknowledge that.
For sure.
Boring, but I can't always be killing the game. No golden grand pianos or voices from the shadows will do anything but feel the same. And it feels like falling into the deep from somewhere way up over the peaks. And I play this chord and days on repeat until the tape runs out on me. When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten. Nobody told me I'd be begging for relief when what is silent to you feels like it's screaming to me. Well, nobody told me I'd get tired of myself when it all looks like heaven, but it feels like hell. When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand tall? What if the diamond days are all gone? And who will I be when the empire falls? Wake up alone and I'll be forgotten.
Okay, should we go back to the first one? Okay, so hold on. There was a girl in the comments that had a better name for the ents, because, so when I say ents, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know you're referencing the tree people, and so I just kind of say, okay.
In Lord of the Rings, there are these tree people.
Oh, and they're called Ents?
Yes, and they're like nice tree creatures, and they help out the hobbits sometimes, and like, and they fight on behalf of the hobbits and the good side. They fight against Sauron and all of that.
That could be. I could see that's an applicable term in some cases, but if we were
but
they're not helping out.
This girl, her name's Lily Bell PBJ Lee. She was talking, and she calls them evil dwarf Ents, which technically these Ents are much smaller than Lord of the Rings Ents, and they're also not appearing to be good. Which Lord of the Rings Ents are good.
After the song, we don't know.
We don't know
which one is good and which one is bad, especially because look, we've got our night people.
Yes.
Who appear to be storming this castle.
Right, and in the last one you were like, is it their castle though? And I was like, couldn't be their castle. And now, yes, you were like, he was on the balcony, and again, he's up in the top. And all of these knights are coming and storming what looks like they look to be in a defensive position.
Yes.
What if it's a two dumb moms? Like, what if it's like, what if, I don't know if anybody else is like, maybe it's the tree people that are the nice ones.
Yes, I was going to say, maybe the tree people are
all on our Shel Silverstein theory.
It's a good theory.
I think it's a good theory.
I think it's a good theory because look, they're in a defensive position and these night people are coming with swords raised. I don't know.
Everybody always assumes that the knight is the one that's good.
Mm-hmm. And they are black knights.
Yeah, they're not wearing golden armor or anything. Well, let's see. Okay, so first frame, we have the evil dwarf Ents. Supposedly, we don't know if they're evil.
We can't call them dwarf Ents.
Okay, well, they're dwarf Ents because true Ents are much, much bigger. Mm-hmm. People can be riding up in the top of their branches for a true Ent. So the dwarf Ents are here in a defensive position. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I hit the arrow instead of the comma button. Okay, that was the first one.
Comma. That's a period.
Yes, period goes forward, comma goes back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. In the second one, Ent leader raising his hands. Fight, tree people! And the battle ensues. Back to normal. Third one. Still encouraging him. And two knights flying in to attack the leader. We've got flying slicing. Mm-hmm. All right. Continue.
I think there was a flying knight in some of the other one, in one of the other ones too. I thought it was like a black flag, but it was a person. Now that I see it,
they are just really going in.
Mm-hmm.
They are really going in.
Unless this is the backyard.
Oh, like it's the backyard.
This is the backyard.
So this battle is happening simultaneously while the other one's happening inside the castle?
No. Meaning this is the progression. They came from the front. Like the tree people came from the front and have been like coming through. And now they've reached the backyard and
And
so maybe they're in an offensive position.
Okay.
Like
that could be.
I'm trying to look at it from both sides.
Right, we're trying to be objective. That could be.
At first glance, it kind of looks like a front yard. However, the two sides instead of one, like front entry.
This does look like the back garden of a grand estate.
Yes.
Because in the emergence video, it looked like the front entrance, and he defeated the one tree person.
Yes.
And then we were in the dining area. or like the grand hall.
The hallway.
And then that
There was
battle ensued
multiple.
in there, and there were multiple, and now we've made it through the interior, and
Now we're in the backyard.
the back. And so then, okay, then they would be in the offensive position there, perhaps. But
They've been.
but
like,
have they been? Could it be though? Because if the tree. No, because the tree person would still have been defending the home, because the knight was approaching the home in the emergence.
He was approaching the home.
He approached the home, and the tree person came from the threshold.
Oh, yep. Okay.
And
so,
then in Caramel,
our knights.
and then in Caramel, again, he came from the foreground, and the tree people were defending from
Yep.
the interior.
Okay, guys.
And here they are still defending from
Our
the interior.
tree people.
I think they might be the protagonists.
Be the good guys, and our knights.
Are a-holes. It could be.
These guys are the black knights.
All right. Well, that's the end. So there you have it.
Guys.
There you have it. Listen, I don't know anymore about life.
Has somebody checked on,
Vessel?
yeah,
Has somebody done a wellness check? Listen.
doesn't it just
break
your heart?
Yeah. Listen, all of this is not great. The
song itself. Okay, even though and maybe
this is even
I'm
more
who
poppy.
He's talking
This
about.
is even more poppy than Caramel, quite frankly, because there was not even a breakdown in this song.
No.
It was verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, end.
Yes.
This was following the formula of pop music.
I am who he is talking about.
What do you mean? You have not put his information online. You are simply appreciating his art.
Correct. But yes, no, I'm not
Like who he's talking about?
No, I'm not being like
storming
I'm
his
not
castle.
like a jerk.
No.
Because I'm not a jerk.
You'd go to the concert and not scream his real name. We don't even. I don't care about your real name.
I don't even
give
know.
one crap about your name.
I have not looked it up.
I haven't even looked up your lore, sir.
I'm more saying that Caramel and this, yes, you're absolutely right. There's no breakdown. Musically, it was very simplistic. And
You love it.
I did. I loved it. But I think I loved it because it gave me the opportunity to sit and listen intently to the lyrics.
Well,
Does that make sense? And his lyrics were very impactful.
And the thing is too is that obviously in our in the summoning and chokehold. Well, in the summoning and chokehold, that was our very first introduction to the band, and you yourself have pointed out in the first songs we're always so distracted because it's a new thing, and we're trying to figure out the what and the why. Versus when we've gotten into it, we're kind of more like, oh, okay, and it allows us to really immerse.
Yeah, we need at least 2 songs.
Although on Carpet Man, by the 3rd song, we were distracted and totally offensive, apparently.
Offensive?
Because apparently he was singing about some really, deep stuff, and we were so distracted by, apparently it was a choice that he did it in that very stark environment to play up his lyrics, and we paid no attention to the lyrics and got so squirrely distracted by the hands.
Well, but that's the thing though.
And
so I guess the artist's previous works can set the tone for how you kind of consume later works, especially if you're doing it I would say in this environment. In this environment
really kind of is a weird thing, and we've never been reactors before. We're learning as we go, so it's interesting because yes, with Carpet Man stuff, I feel like we were very more visually stimulated by what he did, and sonically it was more about production and visuals with him. And so then when we got to something that didn't have a lot of visuals, I focused more on production, you focused more on look at the hands, right? With Sleep Token, initially I was very much on the like, oh my gosh, this is a musician's band. Like the time signatures, the musicianship, the production, like, oh my gosh. And you were very much like, what is that creature?
Well, because it took me a while because I was so used to like looking at the videos and I was expecting something to happen.
And then this now that we've been into it for a while, we know, okay, everything's a visualizer. Pay attention to the lyrics. Yes. And then the music has gotten more and more simple, and it's a choice. Mm-hmm. It is a middle finger. It's very...
What is his next one going to be?
I don't know. Well, and everybody's saying he's going to release an album. I don't know if it's going to be just singles that continue to come out, or if the album's going to come out in full, or what.
We need to find out exactly when his next one comes out.
My goodness. Yes, I guess we need to we need to stop being like stooges that just live under a rock and be like, oh, look, something came out. We better try and record something. We probably need to start planning ahead and looking at like, when do the artists that we watch drop things,
yes,
and actually be on top of things, because as of now we're just like, oh look, something's on the internet, better try and get to it at some point. Mm-hmm. I guess we should probably do that, be on top of things, because my goodness, this whole situation, obviously we are just going off. He's hit us in a feeling. It is art.
His whole, especially even with these visualizers and his whole storyline with the snippets. At first, I was like, dude, come on, can we not be so extra?
Yes, Whitney's very much like, oh my gosh, we're artists.
I get it.
That's very much Whitney, like, oh gosh, here we go, we're being artists again. Like, if any,
such a tool.
You are kind of sometimes. She's like, oh gosh, they're trying to be artistic.
But
if you give into it, sometimes it's really awesome.
Yes, yeah, and that's where it's like, okay, following the little path that we have so far, it's like, ooh,
he has sucked you in.
Oh, it sucked you in, and I need to know what happens next.
I'm seriously bereft. Okay, listen, we could go on for an eternity.
I'm sorry,
this has to end.
It's
so probably 100 years long.
Guys,
how long
if you're
is this
still
video?
Here, like and subscribe.
Yeah, sorry,
just
30 minutes later.
us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, bye.